Hey folks, welcome to Stuff and Such. We're hopefully putting a bit of an end to these videos with the wood chipper that I got. A unique opportunity came up. My neighbor happened to stop in for honey, and it just so happens that he has the exact same tractor as me, the RX7320 Coyote. And he has the wc88 wood chipper from Woodland. So I asked him if he wouldn't mind if I went over and brought some wood, brought some logs, try out on his chipper, see how it goes. Ideally I would have brought my tractor over, but it's just too far, and quite honestly there's no financial benefit for me to drive over there. Like, I might make $1 off this video after 5 years, so the chances of it making worthwhile for me to spend that kind of investment to go over there and bring my equipment isn't worthwhile. So I loaded up some logs. I don't know if you can see them in the back. All the logs that I got, about 90% of them are ones that would break the shear pin on my tractor. There's a couple that are right on the edge. Just kind of, I brought them along just to ease into it. I didn't really bring too much that was extra big. I got some stuff that's probably 6.5 oak. Bunch of 5-inch yellow birch, so fairly hard stuff, but it's not the hardest of the hard, and we'll see what handles that. I know with my unit, the big stuff that I'm bringing will cause my slip clutch to start, it'll get jammed and then it'll start smoking the clutch. So there's really no point in me bringing anything bigger, I guess. If it does all this with no problem, I'll be amazed. But I figured we'd give her a shot and see what happens. I don't know how filming's gonna go at his place. He agreed to film, but I've never really filmed too much with other people, and I'm not really an extremely outgoing feller. So we'll see if we have some sort of video to put together for you. One thing, I have already been over and looked at his machine, and one thing I seen him, it just seemed like it was small. I'll eventually compare his to mine, just kind of throw up videos and pictures. But it just kind of seemed like the entrance where the wood goes in was just a lot smaller, or the funnel was a lot shorter or something. But I don't think that really matters. Alright, next time we chat, I'll be probably over at his place. Notice for mine, it's a lot different, the width. entrance is actually a little smaller. He's got it set. Yeah, go ahead. Anything here that you feel like you haven't done before? Or a lot of it you haven't done before in size?
Never done the birch, but I've done up to this size. I don't think I've ever done anything like this size, but let's see what happens.
Okay. That would have broke the shear pin.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So it kicks off basically, and then you just engage it back in.
If there's anything here you don't feel comfortable putting in, just
I want to try it. Man, this is maple.
That one's oak.
Oak?
I don't have any maple. Like there wasn't any in that spot. I do it is before it sucks it in, I stop it so it stays up, the roller.
Okay.
And then you can come right behind it with another big one.
A big one?
So it doesn't, so it's easy to start. bolts? Do you have shear bolts? Well, I forgot to bring some in case you break one. That's pretty impressive.
Not bad, eh? As I said, I've never put anything that size because I burn shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Especially hardwood, right, man? But I mean, you know, I always wanted to try it to see if it will actually do it. You know, I mean, it's supposed to, and I think it did it because some of them were like close to 8 inches,
Yeah.
right?
That last butt was 8 inches on that oak.
So you know, it did what it's supposed to do.
I would say 90% of what you put in.
It's not designed to chew. I think it's, you know, it's up to 8 inches. I don't think it was designed to chew 8 inches all day long. You know what I'm saying?
That's what the sales lady told me, though.
What?
That's what the sales lady told me, though.
That this is designed to eat like all day long?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you would need to have the, you know, the standalone with the, you know, the ones that they use for the trees removal, you know, and shit like that.
I want to see that flywheel. I want to get that flywheel on.
Yeah, so I haven't even reversed the knives yet.
They're still pretty sharp.
They're super sharp, yeah. I was just checking them actually this when I was greasing it this year, and I said like, what? You know what? I'm not gonna change it yet.
My flywheel might be bigger, but I don't think by much. If it is, it's like an inch or two.
Well, it's a weight. I think it's like 220 or 250 pounds or something like that, right? And as I said, the only reason I bought this one is because this steps up to 1100 RPM.
Yeah.
And I knew from physics, you know, once you get that kind
Common sense, you mean?
Yeah, you know, and physics, right? You know, once you get, like, all the machinery back in 1900s, you know, had the flywheels, right?
Yeah.
Just to...
Big square balers had 500-pound
There you go.
flywheels on them.
Once this thing gets moving, right, even if something gets thing, has so much inertia that it will still chew through, right?
And I don't get why they stepped back to 540 on my version.
On yours, yeah. Can you return yours and buy this?
I could, yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you do that? I mean, as you can see, I mean, it works. You know, I mean, yours has a bigger throat though, but you never gonna do the 10 inches on this thing.
It's only handy when you get a Y.
Yeah, but as I said, this has. I don't think yours has that much
It's
bigger.
quite a bit.
Quite a bit bigger, yeah.
Like almost.
To be honest with you, I don't know what kind of trees you're putting in, but I haven't had yet the tree that, and you know, some of the poplars are really crooked, right? So when it actually starts pulling, when the poplar gets in, it will break it. You know, it will break the branch, and then you will twist. You got to be actually careful because you can get hit.
Yeah, mine's probably. I'm gonna guess another, like at that inner cone, 10 inches wider.
Wider, yeah. Oh,
and where I find it is, we get a really big fork. Because it's so wide, the throat. By the time it starts to become a problem, the flywheel chopped it off, and then it collapses into two individual pieces.
Come closer to the thing, or I don't know, because I think the flies are. Oh, you still record. Sorry, man.
I think I got pretty well all I need for footage, but that's.
Not bad, Like as
I just
said,
don't know how engineers mess that up. I don't understand how engineers mess that up.
Yeah, especially like, and I'm actually surprised that you're the only one that have the problem with this new, because this
There's a few.
newer model, right? I think.
Like on my videos, there's a few people having problems.
Oh, with those, yeah.
They're commenting to me.
Yeah.
Guy in Australia, he can't, exact same situation. He can't chip anything over 3 inch without breaking.
Really?
Yeah.
But no, like I can see, like as
But
I said. So when I chop that poplars, and you know, some of them, the butts are like, they start with about 4 inches. You know, as I said, anything bigger than that, I usually try to cut a couple of feet, right? Just so I have for the for my boiler, right?
But you chipped some of the I've tried everything, and you just chipped some of the hardest stuff to chip, except for maple, which I couldn't find. But that yellow birch was unequal with the yellow birch.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That birch, it kind of it choked on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it shoot through.
And in a timely fashion. Like,
Yeah.
like with mine, I'm constantly over on this control valve fiddling and.
So I don't use control. As I said, I set it on kind of speed that I like, and
Yeah.
I use this, right? So I'll, like if I hear the RPM going down, I'll just stop it for a second, let it build up, and then go back in, right? So this is I use like on off.
And there must be something different with the geometry and how it feeds into that roller. Because I'm fighting mine all the time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I can see, no problem. Man.
Yeah, that's kind of why I developed that 2 at a time.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I never had. That's why I said.
When I was feeding that thing, and it just grabbed it and pulled it in.
I never had to. I never had to.
Whereas mine, it's smacking up, and you got to hold it down and shove hard.
I
And
never had to do anything like that. The only thing is sometimes when the pieces are very short, it's hard to get them open up because it
almost broke my finger the other day. Oh, them black flies are healthy.
Huh?
Black flies are healthy.
No way, no kidding, eh?
Alright folks, we're back here at the farm after going over to the neighbor's fella place there and trying out those big chunks of wood at his place. I must say I'm quite thoroughly impressed at what he was able to put through that machine. I must say I was very I can't even say the words, skeptical that it would actually do it. I thought about halfway size to like the 4-inch birches. I thought we're gonna be busting shear pin here and that'll be the end of the video. So then we just kept working up, and we had a range of softwood balsam green. It ate 6-7 inch stuff. You could tell it was working, which is good, which is kind of what you want, which is like you can't tell, like that's the tractor's horsepower is being worked. So it was at the limits, getting close to it. A couple times I heard the belt squeal, which indicated that obviously we're reaching the shear point of the friction on the belts, and it was able to hold that and power through. I know the stuff that, I don't know if I said this before, but probably like 90% of the stuff that I would have thrown in mine with the original equipment, shear bolt, would have, about 90% of it would have broke the shear bolt on this tractor, on this unit. With a slip clutch that I have on it now, I can't even say that I think that it would do what he just did with his unit. It was probably hard to pick up with the last chunk that we did, and I didn't think we would get to that stage, but we did. That was a like 7.5 inch on the butt oak tree, and it was able, it just, like, it was working, but when that butt of that log went through and the roller shoved it in, and it didn't break the shear bolt, and it didn't start smoking the belt, I couldn't do with this thing. Not with this, not even with this slip clutch. Maybe if I tighten the slip clutch up, I might be able to. But that was pretty wild. And knowing it's the exact same tractor, that's pretty cool too. One other thing I'd like to mention too is his roller system. It worked way better than mine. It's exact same looking components, exact same roll. The only thing different was it had springs. But so I had kind of developed for mine where you'd start on a smaller diameter of tree on near the top of the tree, and you'd cut a 6-foot chunk and you'd put it in, then you'd stop just when there's about this much sticking past the roller. You'd grab the next one that was a little bigger, and then you'd get behind it, push the lever up here, and then catch it before the roller falls. Because I found that you can't, with mine, it has a really hard time climbing onto the, so you got your round log and the roller's spinning, it's really hard time getting up. So I don't know if the gas shocks are way too strong on this thing. Like, you can loosen them a little bit, I guess, but usually gas struts, they're set at a certain PSI poundage rating, and it's not really adjustable too much, and it's only sticking out this much from the very very most closed section, so it's not really much you can do there, because like where it would need to expand, it needs to move like 6 inches to get over that big stuff. And when I stuffed in that oak and I just lifted right up, but I was like, wow, that's wild. So, but like that technique of having to stagger the two ends of the logs, it's not even needed for that unit. What I plan on doing, I haven't quite thought it out yet. It's that unit and this unit as it currently sits is close enough that I don't want to reassemble another chipper. But then the idea of having half price for chipper blades, because see that the WC88 is $199 and this thing's $499. That's pretty substantial cost in the overall long-term maintenance of this machine. And so yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what Woodland's gonna do. They kind of offered to do a lot of things, and maybe they'll, I don't know. Anyways, I guess just a quick grading. The WC88, for my brief examination of it, probably an 8 out of 10 stars, maybe a little better. I don't see a reason why I'm not giving it a 10. I guess I view 10 being just absolutely blown away, and it wasn't quite to that stage, but I was certainly impressed. So 8, 9, 10 stars out of 8 to 9 stars out of 10. I can't talk right. This thing with the original shear bolt design. Car going by. This thing with the original shear bolt PTO shaft, I'd give something like a 2 out of 10. And that's being slightly generous, because it does about 20% of what it claims it can do, I guess. With the slip clutch PTO, I would give it like a 6.5. So you'll be able to watch my several videos and make your own, determine what you want to do. But with this knowledge, anyways, the bugs are eating me, so I gotta go. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this answers some questions for you. If you have any questions you want to ask, throw them down in the comments down below, and hopefully this ends the bit of a long saga that's been going on. Right on. Bye for now.